get my back blown out in peace. You think I got time to talk about a divorce that's a year old?
No one saw it coming, not like this. Not when Teyana was finally starting to trust again. After everything she'd been through with Amon, the public breakup, the heartbreak, the slow journey of healing, Aaron had slipped into her life like a soft whisper. Not loud, not flashy, just present. He made her feel wanted again. Listened to. Like she wasn't broken. And for a while that illusion felt real. But now, standing in front of the mirror, her phone buzzing non-stop with messages and tag notifications, Teyana was realizing something she never thought she'd have to say out loud again. I've been played. It started like most messes do these days. On Instagram. One blurry screenshot. A woman's hand with perfectly done nails hovering over an old photo of her and Aaron. The caption read, "Should I finally tell the truth?" That's all it took. The internet doesn't need full sentences to explode. Just a spark. And that spark turned into a wildfire within hours. People started digging. Who was the girl? What did she mean by the truth? Was she talking about Aaron? And why now? When everything between him and Teyana seemed so picture-perfect. The woman didn't keep fans waiting. Within hours she posted a thread. Not just words, evidence. Real receipts. Voice memos. Screenshots. Date-stamped texts. Photos of her with Aaron that looked recent. And the captions. Brutal. She claimed that Aaron had never really left her. That even after going public with Teyana, he was still calling, still visiting, still telling her that Teyana isn't permanent. And, I'm just riding this out until the baby's here. That line alone made timelines freeze. The betrayal wasn't just in the cheating. It was in the calculation. The manipulation. The fact that Aaron knew exactly what he was doing. Building a future with one woman while making promises to another behind closed doors. Teyana had defended him so many times. When fans questioned their relationship, she told them to stop projecting. When blogs tried to stir up drama, she clapped back. She stood by him because she thought, finally, someone saw her as more than a trophy or a tabloid headline. And now the world was watching her crumble, all over again. Aaron didn't respond at first. Classic silence. Probably hoping it would die down. But it didn't. In fact, it got worse. Because the ex, whose name still wasn't officially out, dropped even more. Video message. Aaron's voice clear as day saying, "She's emotional right now. I can't leave her yet, but once the baby comes, we'll figure it out. I told you this is temporary." People were stunned. And heartbroken for Teyana. The same woman who'd stood in interviews smiling, defending this man, now looked like she'd been made a fool of, publicly. The internet turned fast. Some blamed Aaron entirely, calling him a narcissist, a manipulator, a coward. But others turned on Teyana too, saying she should have seen the red flags, that she rushed into something too soon after her breakup, that she picked wrong again. And that's what hurt most. Because Teyana had trusted her gut. Or at least she thought she had. After her split from Iman, she didn't just jump into anything. She stayed quiet, focused on healing, on her daughter, on her music. Aaron came in slowly, respectfully even. He wasn't loud. He wasn't pushy. He listened, checked in, asked questions. He seemed patient, like he understood what it meant to love someone still figuring herself out. And maybe that's what made the betrayal sting deeper. Because he didn't act like a player. He acted like a healer. And he used that role to lie. Her friends were shocked. Angry. Quiet. One of her closest posted a story of a broken heart emoji with the words, "Don't ever play with real love." Another one unfollowed Aaron entirely. But Teyana, she didn't post anything. Not right away. She just disappeared. Deleted a few recent photos. Turned off her comments. And stayed off-grid while the internet tore her relationship apart thread by thread. Meanwhile, Aaron finally spoke. But not with accountability. He tweeted, "Y'all don't know what goes on behind closed doors. Don't believe every screenshot." It was vague, deflective, and honestly made everything worse. People lit him up in the replies. That's not a denial. She got your voice on tape, dummy. You really gonna gaslight your way through this? One user summed it up perfectly. When you get caught lying, the worst thing you can do is lie more. And then, as if it wasn't bad enough, the ex posted one more message. Keep denying it. Got more. Don't make me post the video. That one line changed everything. It wasn't just scandal anymore. It was blackmail. Or at least it felt like it. The public turned fully against Aaron now. No one cared about his vague tweets or his acting gigs. All they saw was a man who had lied to two women, made promises he never meant to keep, and now was trying to play the victim when the truth came out. Teyana stayed quiet. For days. Not a word. But people close to her say she was heartbroken. Not just embarrassed but truly hurt. She felt played. And worst of all, exposed. Because she'd brought Aaron into her world. Into her home. Into her daughter's life. And now it felt like he was never there for her at all. Just for the clout. The fame. The illusion. The silence was finally broken by a close friend of Teyana's, who posted a photo of her in the studio. No makeup, hoodie on, red eyes, staring down at her notepad. The caption said, "She doesn't deserve this. But she's putting it in the music." Fans took that as a signal. She wasn't going to lash out online. She was going to do what she's always done, turn her pain into power. The support started pouring in again, slowly at first, then like a wave. The internet, once quick to make jokes or push wild theories, seemed to collectively pause and reevaluate. People stopped laughing and started listening. The tone shifted from mockery to empathy, from gossip to genuine care. One tweet that went viral read, "Teyana didn't deserve this. She tried to love someone who played her. That's not foolish, that's brave." Another echoed the same sentiment. "You can clown her for trusting him, or you can respect her for not becoming bitter. Either way, she's still the real one." And that's what stuck with people. Her refusal to become jaded. Her decision not to turn her pain into a spectacle. She moved differently. She protected her daughter, protected her energy, and didn't let betrayal steal her softness. That kind of resilience hit home for a lot of people, especially women who had been through something similar. But behind the scenes, things were even messier than the public knew. While the world was busy switching sides, Aaron was reportedly scrambling to do damage control. Sources close to the situation claimed he was reaching out privately, texting, calling, even using mutual contacts to explain himself. He allegedly claimed that the ex was twisting things, that he was in a dark place and confused during that time. But to Teyana, none of it mattered anymore. Whatever explanations he had were too little, too late. She reportedly blocked his number, deleted old messages, and told her team she didn't even want to hear his name mentioned again. Not in meetings. Not in casual conversation. Nowhere. She was done. And as for the ex, the one at the center of so many rumors, she never posted the full rumored video. But she didn't have to. What she had already shared, screenshots, voice notes, texts, backed up with consistency, timestamps, and a calm, matter-of-fact delivery, was more than enough. Her words didn't sound like someone chasing clout or views. They sounded like someone who'd been pushed to her limit. Someone who had receipts, not revenge. People had questions, sure. Some still questioned her timing, her motives. But most believed her. Not because she shouted the loudest, but because her story lined up. And in a digital world where so much is fake and manufactured, her quiet truth rang loudest of all. The damage was done. The mask had slipped. And no PR team could put it back on. And the wildest part, when the woman, the ex, finally spoke out, she made it clear. This wasn't about revenge. It wasn't about going viral or tearing another woman down. It was about liberation. "I didn't do this to hurt Teyana," she said in a quiet voice that echoed louder than any scream. "I did it to free her. She deserves to know the man she's really with. That's it. That's why I posted." And whether people believed every detail or not, they couldn't ignore the intention. Because sometimes the truth doesn't come wrapped in malice. it comes as a mercy, even if it cuts deep. Teyana, true to form, still hasn't spoken directly. No interviews, no tearful live streams, no cryptic shade. Just quiet, powerful energy. Few posts, studio session, a video of her daughter's laughter in the background. The kind of subtle strength that doesn't beg to be noticed, but can't be ignored. Fans are watching closely, hanging on to every update, wondering what her next move will be. Some are rooting for a savage diss track, something with bite, something that reclaims the narrative. Others hope she goes completely silent, lets her healing speak louder than any bar or beat ever could. But regardless of what she does next, one thing is unanimous. She didn't deserve this. Not again. Not after everything she's already been through. Because this wasn't just another cheating scandal. It was layered with deception. This was a man playing chess with people's hearts, flipping timelines and shifting blame like it was all part of some performance. It wasn't about one mistake. It was about manipulation. About pretending to be one person while living like another. And in the crossfire stood Teyana, blindsided yet again. Still, through it all, she held her ground. Her fans, once just casual supporters, are now an army behind her. The clowning has stopped. The memes have died down. The narrative has shifted from ridicule to respect. Because even though she was dragged into someone else's chaos, even though she was humiliated publicly, she never lost her dignity. She didn't retaliate. She didn't leak receipts. She didn't turn private pain into public spectacle. She just pulled back, refused to let bitterness define her, protected her peace like it was sacred. And in doing so, she reminded everyone watching that sometimes, the loudest response is no response at all. Her silence, it wasn't weakness. It was strategy. It was power.